But if you're gonna make a game that's not gonna have the storyline's gonna be overlooked, why even waste your fucking time? You know?
Exactly. Yeah, because I mean, especially when I thought that the story was so good. I mean, at least I can forgive it more on COD because the story is so bad. But like I said, when I liked the story, I'm like, well, you gotta play it, and I agree with you. I was happy in a way that more people actually took the time to play the story on GTA when they had the server problems.
I mean, I'm not a big GTA fanboy. I mean, I've never been all loving the story because it's all been drugs and violence and kind of.
Which is why I love it.
Yeah, which is just kind of why I was a bit hit and miss as to whether I actually. Oh, there's an AI that's bugged out. There you go. It's getting killed. I really want a jetpack.
That would be nice for this game.
Yeah, because if you build a game that's leveled like this, I kind of feel like I need a jetpack.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and anyway, it's like, especially actually when in GTA the story is huge. Like, it's usually like 20, 30 hours for the story, and I'm like, well, that's 20 or 30 hours that you're missing out on just because you're messing around driving cars online.
Yeah. But I feel games have shortened themselves.
Right.
Because an old game, take for example, Halo. I remember that was quite the first Halo. You played that, and multiplayer wasn't even in the first one. I don't think. Oh no, it was.
It was only split screen, I think.
Yeah, that was it. Co-op.
Or like split screen multiplayer.
Yeah, and yeah, there was that and a co-op. And I remember just, if it just feels like games have got to the point where rather than them writing a better story that lasts longer, if it's gonna be a game that's gonna be a long storyline, right? They tend to skip on what the actual story is and just try and drag it out.
I did feel that a bit with Far Cry, actually.
Yeah, I like all the little missions just getting before you could go and save your last brother or something.
But anyway, yeah.
They either drag it out or they don't bother doing it and just shorten the gameplay.
Well, I mean, nowadays I think like the average game is about 10 hours.
Yeah, 10 hours, right? But games, okay, I'll exclude RPGs here because I can play an RPG for hours on end. You know, like Skyrim 320.
You need to get to 420 and never play it again.
That's not gonna happen because I will just keep playing. No, I just feel like games need
more substance.
Yeah, like why skip something that was essentially the entire thing? I will admit, Unreal Tournament, which was probably my #1 game of my childhood, right? I will admit, the single player was the multiplayer just against bots in a tournament, right? That was it. There was not very much.
Yeah.
But I remember the first time I beat Zan, which was the final boss, like, as a fond memory. I remember playing that and being so proud that I'd finally done it, you know?
Yes.
But you don't get that same achievement rush anymore because it's games, they've also made them easier.
Yes. Well, see, I mean, both of what you said there is one of the reasons why I quite like Kingdom Hearts. You know, because that game is super long. Like,
it is a long game, I will admit.
Like, at least 40 hours so far, I think I've played. And, you know, I've not even beaten the game. But also, like, the story's quite in-depth, you know, and because it has all of these different Disney characters and stuff, and you go to different Disney worlds.
Is there a Tron world? I can't remember.
There is in the second one.
Is it the original Tron, though?
Yes.
Ah, you see, that'd probably be the mission I'd enjoy.
It's got, like, the light bikes and stuff like that.
That's quite cool.
But anyway, you know, there's a lot of diversity, because, you know, if you think about all of the different Disney things, like, there's actually, you know, quite a lot of difference in each one, and so there's quite a lot of potential to have different stories, but that are still related to one another. And that game is so difficult. Like, I don't understand how they can market that to
I remember
12-year-olds.
you saying that you when you came in and you were like, "Fuck this." It took me forever to do the final boss or something.
I haven't even done it yet.
Fuck. Wow.
It's got like 5 stages to it. The first one's impossible. The second one's easy as hell. And then the last 2, the last 3, I mean, are super difficult, even though I haven't done them yet. But from what I've seen, they're even more difficult than the first one.
I think this game's easy. I mean, I'm playing this on autopilot. I'm just talking to you now.
Yeah, but man, that game you have to concentrate on so much, and it is practically just an RPG. But I don't know. I love that game so much, and
all right.
Yeah.
Here's another question. What is your favourite genre? And I'm not talking like FPS. I'm talking style of game.
I don't know actually what. Okay. Oh, I think it would be kind of apocalyptic games then.
Apocalyptic, right?
Yeah.
You see, I wish somebody made like a Fallout game that was massive. Like, have you?
Fallout's pretty big, but okay.
Yeah, but you know the game The Crew.
Nope.
The one where it's coming out next year and you can drive across the entire United States.
Oh right.
If the modders for Fallout got a hold of the map for that game.
Oh my gosh.
And like made a system that rendered buildings into having interiors and whatnot, you know, and population density of NPCs throughout the area. Get Bethesda to write a better engine for the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Then
I think that's the next generation of RPG apocalyptic style games, whereby everything is very much
real.
It's massive size. You can walk across the United States of America or Britain for starters.
Or Europe
even. Yeah, that'd be great if it was Europe.
Because Europe is the best continent.
Yeah. But then like you could do this entire massive area, but then you could have the community making these their own maps, and they could be in their own places rather than just all being set in Good Springs for Fallout New Vegas, or with them all not being set out in Megaton, you know?
Yeah.
Because that's what all mods were. The maps were too small for modders to really get their teeth into it. They just need to make the games bigger. And I think that's what the next generation of power is going to do for PC gaming. Probably not console gaming, because it will have like 40 gigs of just map data, let alone NPCs, audio, scripting.
Yeah.
All of that.
I mean,
stuff.
I don't think that we're going to be there anytime soon. I mean, I even think that The Crew is a pretty big ask.
Yeah, I'm wondering how they're actually going to do it, because I don't see how they're going to get a full HD without just copying lots of textures around and trying to trick you into thinking there's more than there is, or looping areas.
Yeah,
without you noticing.
The US is a freaking huge country, and
yeah.
to think that you're going to have the whole of that, and you know, each city detailed enough that you can tell that it's that city in a game is pretty crazy.
I don't know. I'm just a bit. I guess I want gaming to go back to what it was before.
It's too commercial.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I'm not an indie gamer. I don't play a lot of indie games. I mean, I was playing one today called Deadly 30 or something.
Okay.
I'm not really a big fan of it. It's just a side-scrolling zombie shooter thing. But it's almost like I'd prefer to give a small developer that money, because maybe they'll at least come up with some original content rather than churning out the same thing that they've churned out for